We're also doing this because we are artists. It is our job and duty to reflect the world we live in.
NBC's new show Rise launched right after the season finale of This Is Us, so let's break down the premiere episode. Hey everyone, Lisa here, and it is time to talk about NBC's newest show, Rise. Now, I have been excited for this show, and it was on my most anticipated TV shows of 2018 list, so did it hold up? The reason I was excited for this is because it's from the creators and producers of Friday Night Lights, Parenthood, and Hamilton, and it's no surprise that the characters sing some Alexander Hamilton in this episode. Now, critics originally said that this show was Glee meets Friday Night Lights, but I feel like they were kind of wrong. It's more like High School Musical with a little bit more edge, filmed in the same style as Friday Night Lights. Seriously, we have characters that mirror the leads of HSM and maybe even Friday Night Lights. And there's also this thing that Auli'i Cravalho looks kind of like she could be Vanessa Hudgens' little sister. Now, I'm not saying that that makes this show good or bad. I actually enjoyed this first episode, but it just doesn't feel like it's anything new. Like, there's this whole compilation of awkward auditions that you expect in a show or a movie like this, plus you have the football player who holds all the power when it comes to deciding if a show goes on or not. Alas, I am a sucker for these types of shows, so I will definitely continue to watch the season. Now, the breakout stars so far, and there are a lot because, you know, this is a show mainly of newcomers. For me, though, it's Auli'i Cravalho, who takes on her first live-action role after winning us over as Moana. Damon Gillespie, who plays Robbie, also really impressed me. I loved his rapping and his singing and his acting, so I'm excited to see how he progresses on the show. Rosie Perez is great as always, but I will say that the one character I'm not too fond of so far is Josh Radnor's Lou, who of course is supposed to be the main character of sorts of this show. Like, Lou kind of seems more like he's just taking over this theater program for his own selfish reasons. I don't know, he's not too likable for me. You may think he's likable, but I don't at the moment. Now let's go ahead and recap the episode. First, we have Lou Mazzucchelli, who has been teaching English for 17 years at Stanton High School, and he's basically in a rut. When the theater department needs someone to take it over, he volunteers even though he has no experience. The principal gives Lou the job, much to the dismay of Tracy Wolf, a fellow teacher who has taken over in the meantime and actually has a lot of theater experience. Lou immediately wants to shake things up, so he changes the musical from Grease, which they've done 3 times in the past 10 years, to the controversial Spring Awakening. When Tracy sees what show Lou has picked, it piques her interest and she steps back in to help him out. Lou really has his sights set on turning this theater program around, and that includes seeking out new talent and shaking up lead roles. His home life is also going through some shakeups. He and his wife Gail have 2 daughters and a teenage son named Gordy, who is rebellious and is already an alcoholic, and it seems like they have trouble keeping him in line. Now that we've met Lou, let's talk about our kids. Lillette is supposed to be the girl kind of from the wrong side of the tracks. She works with her mom at a restaurant after school, and her mom does not have the best reputation. In fact, her mom is having an affair with the football coach, Coach Strickland, which puts Lillette at odds with his daughter, Gwen. Lillette wins the lead role of Wenla, and at first she is very timid and she's not too good in the part. That is until she starts rehearsing with Robbie. By the end of the episode, her mom knows that she knows about the affair and they have a fight, and Lillette just expresses that she just wants her mom to be her mom, to stop making bad decisions and help her make a bigger life for themselves. Now, Robbie, he is our updated version of Troy Bolton. Instead of being a star basketball player, he's the star football player that just so happens to be able to rap and sing. His dad is set on him playing football while his mom is sick and in a nursing home. When Robbie raps the pep rally, it catches Lou's eye, and now Lou is really set on getting Robbie to play the lead role of Melchior. But as expected, rule number 1 is you don't cast football players at this school because football is off limits. Lou, though, is so determined that he has Robbie fail an English test, and in exchange for letting that grade go, Robbie has to audition for the show just in order to get people hyped about auditioning, so Lou says. Well, Robbie seems to have a little crush on Lillette, so when they audition together, the chemistry is off the charts, and Robbie, of course, lands the lead role. Now, he's not sure what to do about it. It seems like he's really connected to this role of Melchior, though, and he explains the whole show to his mom, and she can even see how much he really wants to do this show, so she tells him that he should make time for it. Well, Coach obviously is not too happy about all of that and threatens Lou and says that Robbie isn't doing the show, but of course Lou is not going to back down. Next up, Simon and Gwen are Rise's version of kind of Ryan and Sharpay Evans, although they're not brother and sister, but they have been the leads in the School's musical 3 times, so they're not happy when Lou gives them supporting roles. Gwen is extra salty because she lost the lead role to Lillette, who she hates since Lillette's mom is having an affair with her dad. Simon is Lillette's friend, and he is given the role of Hanchin, who is gay in the show. Simon seems to have a problem with that because he comes from a very devout Catholic family and he doesn't want rumors spreading about him, and he just knows that his family will not approve. He tells Lou that he can't do the role, but Lou insists that this role is for him and that he's going to be amazing in it. Simon thinks it over and eventually gives the script to his parents to read and explains his role and says that he's prayed on it and he feels like this is something he should bring to the world. Well, as expected, his parents read the script and disapprove, but Simon holds his ground, saying he's doing the part and he can't let his troupe down and he's sorry. We also meet Macius, who does lights for the show, who Lou finds out is homeless and living in the auditorium. Instead of calling Child Protective Services, Lou brings Macius home with him. Now, since Lou does not originally have enough guys to fill the parts in Spring Awakening, Macius helps recruit one who was originally named Margaret, but who we learn is transgender and goes by Michael and will play Moritz. They also recruit Jeremy, who will be playing Ernst, and a few others who we don't really meet by name. Now, it takes what seems like a week or so for the principal to finally get a clue as to what the theater department is doing, and he pretty much shuts the production down because Spring Awakening is not appropriate. He then removes Lou from the theater program and gives it back to Tracy. The principal also says that Robbie will play football and the show will now be Pirates of Penzance because it won't cost them anything and they already have the costumes. Lou tells the principal that he's making a big mistake, but he fires back saying that he has to fire 4 teachers this week, so Lou better be careful. At rehearsals, Lou gathers everyone and tells them what's going on and how he thought the theater department could be different and he could make a change, but he still believes that, but he may have gone a little too gung-ho at first, that maybe it's supposed to take baby steps. We then see that Lillette has gone back to waitressing and Robbie has gone back to playing football, but no one is really happy with all the things that are going on, especially even Simon, who's doing the pirate show, but probably is back in the lead role, but that's not what he wants. The episode ends with everyone, including Tracy, Lillette, and Robbie, burning all the pirate costumes in the parking lot so they can't do the show, and while they're doing that, they're singing I Believe from Spring Awakening. Lou and Gail arrive to see what's going on, as do Coach Strickland and the principal. Tracy says they're prepared to quit, and Robbie declares that if he doesn't do the show, he won't play football. And we all know that Coach thinks that Robbie is basically his only chance of winning any games this year, so they kind of have to give in. They're backed against the wall, and it works, and we see the gang back together rehearsing for the show. And, well, that wraps up the pilot episode of Rise. Yeah, like I said, nothing too shocking or different, but it does set up for what we're going to see throughout the season, little conflicts. There's definitely something romantic maybe between Robbie and Lillette, but will they be able to be together? Simon definitely seems like he will be the character who will be struggling with his sexuality, hence why he was hesitant to take on this role, but then eventually came to terms and said, I need to do this. While Michael also is going to be struggling with transitioning. And yes, if you think you spotted Barb from Stranger Things singing and dancing in the background, you are correct.
We'll kill the fatted calf tonight, so stick around.
Shannon Purser has a recurring role on the show as Annabelle, and we got to see her audition scene, and I have to say the way she performed her audition really reminded me of how Rebel Wilson performed her audition scene in Pitch Perfect. Like, I just feel like they had the same mannerisms. Hopefully her character, her role expands as the season goes on because I'd love to see more of her. Now let's look at the promo for the next episode.
This town is a shell of what it used to be. I want to make a statement.
This is over your head. Your job is on the line.
Robbie Thorne, that's a pretty big catch.
Mom, it's not like that.
I just don't want you to get hurt.
Coach benched me. Football's my future. What would you do?
Were you drinking? Yes or no?
No. Do you feel something when you're with me?
The art is what separates us, makes us understand life and death and love, everything that's important to us.
This is our chance to show people what's really possible.
We will not be defeated.
Alright, so hit me up in the comments or on my socials and let me know your initial thoughts on Rise. Are you digging it so far? What do you like and what do you dislike about it? Also, which character are you interested to learn more about? Let me know, then click right over here to see the season finale recaps of This Is Us and The Fosters. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you see. My name's Lisa, and I'll see you again real soon.